Hey guys, good morning, good day, good evening, good moment of you guys. Every moment is a moment to step into you, to recognize you, to be aware of you, to align to your highest frequency available to you. For it is all you. As we dissipate the illusion of separation, we embody and step into more and more and more of ourself, our innate self. And every moment of now gives us that opportunity. All there is the now. There's no past, there's no future. It is all now. The now moment is that integrative point of power. They're like showing me a swirl where we bring it all in and integrate it into this moment. Everything we need is in the now. Any past energy that needs reconciliation, resolution, recognition, it will present in the now. Everything will present in the now in your hologram. Everything is representative of the past, of the future, and it's all held in this now moment of you. If you are open and you are aware to allow it, feel into your heart space, connect to your heart, see with your heart, feel with your heart, create with your heart, allow with your heart. All right, guys. So I just hopped off a run and I just wanted to deliver a message. I delivered a Ria on the run on the beach, and just it had to do with this pink full moon energy. And as most of you know, I don't believe there's a power outside of us. It's just working with us symbiotically. We're creating the hologram. We're creating everything in it. So everything is representative of our individual energies, but also what we're focused on as a collective. And when many are focused on the same thing as a collective, it does bring forth a stronger, more intense energy, hence the pink full moon energy. So as we all know, the full moon is representative of bringing things into our awareness that were once hidden, bringing things to completion. And in that completion, we are releasing and acknowledging energies that aren't potent for us anymore, releasing them, letting those go. They have served its purpose. We've extracted all of the nourishment, expansion from it, and we still take that energy in that new form with us. Spirit is saying it's not even that we're releasing something completely, we're taking on a new imprint frequency of it. Not much unlike, say, the coal going under extreme pressure, heat to turn to gold. Well, we take the gold with us and we leave the coal behind. But the coal isn't an illusion in that we might still be connecting into or from the coal frequency, when in reality, we're now connecting to the gold part of that coal. So the coal can represent the blackness, or you know how it gets on your fingers, like Palo Santo, when it's burnt, you get all black and you're carrying the charcoal. Well, what we're doing in this pink full moon energy, they're saying, is we're wiping off the charcoal. We're wiping off the blackness as we step in to the illumination of the gold. That is so cool. All right. So what we are releasing earlier, what Spirit was saying on my run, is we're releasing the stories. The story of the coal is different than the story of the gold. The story of the coal is a different form and frequency. Now we're stepping into the story of the gold. The coal could be used. Oh my God, this is how it's connecting. The coal is used as fuel, burned in a furnace to get energy. Well, that coal of the past has fueled us, given us energy, insight, experience to get to that gold part of us. So the gold is used in creating jewelry, items, exchange of money, just currency, that kind of thing. So now we're taking that gold and we're utilizing that coal in a different way. We have alchemized the coal to gold. So what we're releasing in the mind are the stories connected to the coal. Everything we went through during the coal stage. Hard work, no pain, no gain, physical effort, logic, um, getting dirty, getting killed as you're mining it for the coal, just all of that hard manual labor, the stories we take on in that coal frequency. And what we're doing now is we're releasing the attachments of those stories. Our ego, limited mind, wants to hold on to those stories because that's what it's known and that's what it's experienced. So the releasing part is simply letting that go and connecting to the gold. It doesn't mean you're diminishing anything of the past or even the stories. You're just taking the gold, the pure part of it, not the illusion, not the stories, not the transitory states of being, states of mind. So that is what we're stepping into. And now we got this nugget of gold. The nugget of gold is, what are we going to form from that? What are we going to do with this chunk of gold now we're holding? And that is where the new cycle begins, the new beginnings, chipping or melting and molding into new form, new expression of this purified, clearer, high frequency energy. That is what's being called of us. This is so interesting. I had no idea that this is the take that Spirit was going to take with this story. So we're letting go of the stories from the limited mind as we step into this new beginning, this new portal. So when I was on my run and when I was delivering and channeling a message, I was given the image and it was all aqua, just similar to what you see on the banner there in front of my face. It was that color, and I'm like, Spirit, and it was all squiggles. And then I realized what popped out of it was an image of a bird caught in the seaweed, but the seaweed was loose. It just needed to work its way out. And in my mind, I said, what is this? And it said, oh, it's, and then you get that knowing it's a bird and the seaweed releasing itself. The seaweed represented of the old streams of consciousness releasing. The seaweed on the beach that I was showing was all dried up and used. It's lived its life. And so all of those stories we are releasing from the human limited mind, the idea of martyrship, victim, having to put in a lot of physical effort, having to prove our worth, having to work hard from a physical, logical point of view. So now we're releasing that, but we're taking the gold. It's not even, it's a transitional energy. It's a transformation. It's an alchemization. So now as we do that, that little bird is freeing itself. It's becoming freer. It's not entangled in the old stories and streams of consciousness that we were operating from. We're popped open to a new storyline now, and that is what the pink full moon represents. The pink means stepping into the higher frequencies of unconditional universal flow of love. And it is no coincidence that Spirit is saying that it is also falling on Easter weekend. I mean, it was last night, I think, officially, but there's that before and after the full moon energy, and Sunday is Easter. So lo and behold, when I'm running on the beach this morning, the pink full moon energy, I see this big sand dollar. Now, this isn't a real sand dollar, but it was weird. I do find weird, real sand dollars all the time, but I'm like, what the hell's the meaning of this? Well, sand dollars represent and symbolize, there's a lot of symbolism connected to Christianity. What is Christianity? Believing in Christ. What is Christ? That frequency of unconditional love. And when we release what we're releasing, as we step into our gold form, we are stepping into that flow of the universal flow of unconditional love, the higher heart, the higher love, the higher frequency through our allowance. It's always there flowing, but we can't enter that flow if we're resisting. So we're releasing the resistance to let go of the stories of the mind, to enter that God mind, to follow that portal of the divinity within us. So the white sand dollar here, I don't even know what it's made of, resin or plastic or something. It's really kind of weird, but I'm just going to interpret it from the way that I see it. So it has that star on the back and it's got 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to me, we are definitely stepping into a huge change. 5 representing change, representing transition, representing impulsivity, representing even sometimes conflict to get to that change. So releasing the conflictual energies of the mind. And when we're doing that, what we're really doing, how do we really get rid of conflict? we integrate it, we merge the energies because they're all working for us when we allow them to. So it's about releasing the ideas of separation, releasing the idea of the separate, even the idea of the human limited mind being separate with the higher God mind. It is actually bringing them together, allowing the higher frequencies to soften and expand the limited ego human mind. So even that, we don't want separation. We're merging and integrating those energies from past conflicts, past polarities, and past contrasts. This is making so much sense. Bringing us to the divinity that we are, the God source energy within our heart. And what is that doing? We are creating portals, even represented by the little holes in the sand dollar, portals of further love and light to be expressed and to be manifested in our physical world. So portals of change through integration of allowing the polarities to work for us, dissipating the illusion of separation as we release the stories of separation from the mind, knowing those stories of the past of the coal miner was an experience to aid us now, a stepping stone, a further expansion, a catalyst for change, for expansion. But yet, paradoxically integrating those two. We would not have the gold without the coal. All right. Good afternoon, morning, evening, moment of you, beautiful Gem, beautiful Dina. And I just love the way I'm surrounded by so many artists. And artists to me are abstract thinkers. They think outside the box. They're non-conventional. They're not of the logic. So in the Master Light Blaster group, we've got a couple of artists. And Kim, we're all artists in our own way. However, we're expressing that divinity. But when I'm thinking of artists, I'm thinking specifically of you guys being painters. Painting with the colors, painting with colors. Colors represent vibrations, frequency, expressed in your own individual way. It's so beautiful. All right, but we're all expressing. Chemistry, Gem here expresses with her light languages through her feet and her hands. She expresses in her energy in her own individual way, her stamp, her talent, her ability. So beautiful. Really beautiful, potent messages. So this pink full moon is directly related to Easter. Easter is being reborn, resurrected from the dead. Holy shit. Our old dead ways, the dead that is no longer serving us, it is transitioned into bringing us new life. So nothing is actually ever dead. It just takes on a new energy, a new frequency. Even the shit that is a fertilizer, nurturing the plants, they take on those nutrients. So we're taking on those old stories, releasing the story as it stands, the illusion of it, but taking on and transforming and bringing to life the energy that we gained from it to fertilize us into new life. Like the robin egg is blue. I saw the little blue wrapped up in the seaweed, that bird releasing itself. No one does it for you. You do it for yourself. But we activate and mirror each other's energies and experiences to show us a piece of ourselves, to gain us that insight, to gain us that remembering, that reflection of something we need as we continue our transformative journey, stepping into more and more and more of what we already are. It gets all mind-boggling like seaweed. So beautiful. So I'm so honored by all of you, Master Light Blasters and Temple of the Sun, or whoever's watching me now, or later. Oh my God, I can't speak anymore. All of the words are even merging. That's representing and is reflective of our energies mergings and operating in unity, operating as one, as we allow the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 portals of change, as we allow even this is even representative of a full moon. There's so much symbolism and it drives me crazy. I'm running and all I see, and I almost got to shut my eyes because all I see is images popping out at me everywhere, representing the changes of energy in our awareness of them, and the integration of everything is us. How we and what we see is us, supporting us as we become aware of it. We're integrating it. And one other thing Spirit said as I was finishing my run is it's about expressing. It is about giving off that energy. As we process energy through our awareness, which is allowing through non-resistance, or even being aware of where we're resistant or where we're judging, everything is valid. our awareness releases it and allows it to transmute, and expressing that new energy. And what it does is, as we're expressing what we're coming into, how did spirit say it, we're releasing light to be reflected for all parts of us, all parts of people. So energy can seem like it's invisible sometimes, but it's light. Even in the processing of releasing, as we are embodying higher frequencies, or allowing them, we already are them, but allowing them, they're saying it's important to move that energy, not to stay stuck or stagnant. As we move, processing, thinking, we're releasing light in that process. We're releasing light through our artwork and through our creativity. But the point that spirit is making is we're always releasing that as we allow. We are always allowing new fractals, rays of light, to be reflected for others through our allowing. Because there's no good or bad. It's all working together as one. So even in the processing and movement, as you're like on my run, I'm processing all of this information. I'm releasing light codes. We do that when we are in a state of allowing. It's an opening of giving and taking. It's an exchange. That's what Spirit was saying. So if we want to reap the exchange in our physical reality, we need to allow the process. We need to be the conduit and a receiver all in one. We need to give and receive all in one. It is one action. They're saying it is one. As we're processing stuff, we're releasing, but we're also in the same time activating and allowing new information to come forth. So there always has to be an exchange. And like the yin, the infinity is a give and a take. We go within and then we go without. We go within and then we go without. And that is that eternal exchange of life. And it is also the expansion of life when we allow ourselves to have that even exchange. Receiving and giving energetically is where it all stems, energetically. And then it can manifest in physical form. But we go within and we live our life. We go back, and then that expansion gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, in and out, in and out. So as we go in, and then we allow that awareness to whatever it is that we're processing or going through, it goes without us too. It shows in our physical reality. I'll have a word that I'm processing on my run. I'm running, and then boom, it's on a truck. Boom, it's right there. And it's almost so baffling. It's so synchronistic, and maybe it's even serendipitous, Gem. Like we were talking last night in the masters. I just spilled a bunch of water. As I'm living life, it is like boom, 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 and I'm like, son of a bee, what the hell? Everything is so alive. It's so electrically charged because we're allowing that. All right, let me just see here. Good morning, Dina. Painting now as you speak. That is beautiful. So what you're receiving within with your paint, you are giving it. So in the end, for painting on the end, you're receiving it. And as you're receiving it in however way you do, then you're bringing that outer expression. What a beautiful exchange. Fellow Gem, Sparkly, Gina Palazzo, Earth Angel. I dedicate this prayer, my felt love to you all. Okay, I'll have to look at that after the YouTube. Thank you, Gina. And she was one of the artists I was speaking about as well. And beautiful, beautiful. Yes. Fast, super fast, too fast to handle. Fast and Furious is the name of the game. I feel Fast and Furious. But what it is, it's frequency. It's like, so yeah. So everything just all in one. The sand dollar, the message, the full moon, Easter, the kookaburra that I saw. The kookaburra sits. Now that song's coming to mind. Kookaburra sits in the oak gum tree. And what is it? Merrily sing or something. So the kookaburra. And again, it wasn't a physical life kookaburra. We can get energy wherever we are. I don't live in Australia. I live in Maine. There's no kookaburras. Yet the imprint in the pavement was so there. And I'm like, what the hell? Kookaburra came to mind. And I don't even know them. So I looked it up, and they represent being merry, celebrating, having joy, celebration, communicating, just singing with life, allowing it all. And then we allow that magic to come through and experience in our physical reality. So it's about kookaburra energy as well. Those high frequencies of joy. How do we release? Some people are so stuck on something. They get so entangled in the mind like this, like the seaweed, all mumbly jumbly. It's about releasing ourselves from the entanglements of the limitation of the mind. We release by stepping in. Instead of focusing on that, step into your joy, your painting, your singing, your running, your channeling, your light language, your whatever that joy is. And then you elevate, and then you release the old stories, because then all of a sudden you realize, holy shit, I'm good with the now. It is perfect. So when we release the limitations and the entanglements of the mind, step into what's before us, allow the heart to guide us, and all that is joy. What are your interests? What are you happy? When you emerge and delve into that, the releasing or the past attachments severs itself, because then now you're in a joyous state and you're like, God, life is good before me. Instead of separating yourself from the past and creating the separation by adhering to past stories still. It's about that integration. Yeah, they're still there, but they're operating now from that truth, which is love. The limited stories are not the truth. It's an illusionary experience we have for the expansion, to act for a catalyst, to bring us into the self-realization, and to guide us on our human journey, to give us the physical journey experience of our God self, of our love, and to continue that expansion through the contrast. But then allowing it to merge with this moment of now, gaining the lesson, gaining the insight, gaining through your awareness the love in it. It's all love. The only truth is love and joy. Anything else is just a compression to turn that coal into gold, to give us that process through the physical. And that's, as we all know, the greatest way to teach, to be, to heal, is to undergo that process in your own self. You can't necessarily just read a book and then you got to be it. To me, you are the book of being. You are the book of being, Spirit says. All right, so I'm going to do a collective real quick. I don't see too many people on, so I probably won't get into personals. If you guys do share, I'll do a quickie personal. If you make a donation, I will do a thorough personal. Okay, let's see. Getting to the heart of the matter. Chew. Oh, that's what my live was about. Actually, I'm going to do a collective. As we're releasing, we're simultaneously illuminating. So let me see what the darker energy is. And not dark. It's just, when I say dark, it's just more limited. It's being brought to the light of the moon, being brought into a higher state of awareness, which is love. So what energies is the collective bringing into their awareness to illuminate, taking that gold into gold? Figures, there's two of them. All right. Let's see. As we see through the heart and not the physical eyes. All of you guys are operating at a frequency where you truly are not limited by what the eyes see. You guys all opened up, your masters, you've opened up to that love within you. You feel, you see, you live, you know from your heart, even in spite of what our human eyes are showing us. And that's how you become that portal of the magic, of the love, of the shift, because you are allowing that higher love to be your filter, or the higher heart to be your filter. All right. You guys are all masters. Watching now or later, that just means that you allow the dark to activate your light. They are one and the same. Invisible. All right. So what we're doing is we are releasing the idea that we're invisible, even though I'd like to have invisibility as a superpower sometimes. That feeling of not being seen, not being good enough, not shining bright. This literally, she's looking into the reflection here, but she's all alone. It's kind of dark before her, and she's looking down, looking for her reflection. What makes me special? What makes me stand out? Where's my light? Where's my gold? Where's my treasure? Why have I come? What am I embodying? What light do I have to illuminate? If we're all individual God source energy, where are you, God? Where are you? So in the past, we've been kind of looking, we've been developing our individual gifts and talents. We've been expressing and allowing our God energy to be reflected in our world. Hey, Suzanne, Master Light Blaster. we're allowing we're allowing that now. We're stepping into it through entering our own portal. Looks just like the sand dollar that I saw on the beach, even though this isn't a real sand dollar, and how the hell it got there is beyond me. But whatever. It's also representing how stuff speak to us, even if it's not real. Like the kookaburra I saw in the broken pavement and paint on the road. Um, Energy speaks. It's the energy that it's representing that speaks to us, not necessarily, it doesn't have to be a real life. It's the energy that we connect to that speaks to us. So it's about looking into the pool of our heart and allowing that. So that is what we're bringing forth, connecting to our divinity. A 16 is a 7, representing that, giving birth, hatching that egg, allowing our higher frequency expression, that God, to be reflected in our world, hence Easter as well. What else are we bringing into light and representing the new pink moon, bringing that higher frequency, entering that flow of that higher universal flow of unconditional love. What else are we bringing to flow? Fulfillment. So what we are bringing and illuminating is bringing that fulfillment in. This is wine, the seeds opening up. It looks like is it pomegranate, guys, or acai or pomegranate? You guys tell me. Pomegranate, I'm feeling. So opening up to that. So we've allowed that invisibility to cause us to go within and to cultivate and release those seeds that want to come forth. But what we are realizing is we are letting go. What we're releasing are the old stories, the lack of not being fulfilled, not receiving, not being that magic, not having our expectations fulfilled. But it's not that we're not going to be, that we're not fulfilled, because fulfillment also is our natural state of being. It is releasing the ideas of limitation, is what Spirit is saying. We are not limited. So the two energies that are being brought to a higher frequency are the ideas of lack, not being fulfilled, or even thinking fulfillment is toxic, it's indulgence, it's gluttony. There's something to do with that for someone maybe watching now or later, that, oh, I can't take too much of the earthly stuff because that's not right. Material stuff isn't good. Indulgence isn't good. Again, it brings forth the balance, finding that balance in indulging, gaining the fruit, so wine will make you sometimes put you in a giddy state, laughter. So it is finding the balance and allowing yourself to be in that state of mind as well, celebrating, partying, having a high frequency, like the kookaburra, celebrating, fun, laughter, all of that. So releasing the limitations of what you think you can actually feel and judgments on that fulfillment. And knowing you are here now to shine that light, to be that portal of the fulfillment that you are, the light that you are, the recognition, the star that you are. And then the fulfillment of these energies, once they're transmuted, the coal into gold. I pulled a Mother Earth Heart card. Look at that beautiful seaweed, bright, open, receiving, new life represented by the light green. This even looks like a bird now. It's morphing into a bird. So you see the heart, but now you see these two big eyes in this beak. See the beak right here? Oh, shoot. They're showing me a character of a bird, and the beak is bent. It's not, I don't know if it's a cartoon character or if it's from Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm not sure, but like a playful cartoon bird, where the beak is kind of bent. See those big eyes, guys? See the beak? Okay. Anyways, or it's a type of bird. What the heck? Is there a type of bird where the beak is a little bit bent? Anyways, the eyes are clear. So what I'm picking up out of this, regardless of what kind of bird it is, the eyes are clear. It is not filtering what it's seeing. It is seeing with clear eyes, full heart. Clear, oh shit, this is awesome. So you see the beautiful heart. We're seeing with clear eyes and a full heart. That is so beautiful. And there's so much other imagery in here. I can't even get on with it. Moving, stepping ahead into new beginnings. There's this little guy here. He's like a little stick man. See his head? He looks like a little something from Dr. Seuss with little antennas, like a Whoville down in Whoville, but the old version, the Dr. Seuss version. He's got these little antennas and this little eye, little head, and these little feet right here, like a Whoville. The Whovilles were happy without the indulgences. They were happy without the gifts on Christmas morning. They knew their state of being was happiness, joy, fulfillment. It was something much more than what meets the eyes. It's about a heart. It's a feeling of that love, regardless of what presents on the outside. How beautiful. And stepping ahead and moving in that attitude doesn't mean you can't have that fulfillment. You're going to create it, but from a higher frequency. It says love connection. Focus on the love shared instead of the differences that create separation. So it's all about integration right now, guys. Really unity, wholeness, becoming one, becoming that human yin yang. This will create unity in the expansion of love. That which you focus on grows. So it's all about that center. It always has been. But this specific full moon energy, I'm feeling we're really releasing those storylines. It's saying the storylines of being invisible, being unworthy, not being engaged and connected, remaining kind of separate in life. But that caused us to go within and connect to our portal within, our divinity. We felt unfulfilled. She doesn't necessarily look for fulfill. She's looking for fulfillment. But what we're coming into is we are the fulfillment as we allow and know that we cannot be separate from that which we are, which is unconditional love, which is fulfillment, which is joy, which is abundance. We can only create the experience of it. So stepping out of the illusion and stepping into the truth, being like a little Who from Whoville. They focused on the love connection, not what they didn't have, not that Santa didn't come, not Santa came and took away all their gifts, the Grinch. And then what happened on the end? Because of their state of being, everybody united. The Grinch was a Who to begin with. He created the illusion of separation, but they would have welcomed him no matter what. This little girl here almost looks like the Grinch in his cave up on whatever mountain that was, I forget. But he had his little dog Max. This represents that he created the illusion of separation. He thought that he wouldn't be welcome, but he was welcomed all along, as he found out when he slid down the hill and delivered all of the presents. He created that his own story. We're releasing that story of the Grinch as we open up, like the Grinch's heart opened up and got 3 size. They thought it was 3 size too small, and then it got 3 sizes probably too big. As he opened up to the love in his heart, then he saw everything differently. And then he had that experience as well as he cut the roast beast. Holy crap, that's so beautiful. I love it. All right. Pomegranate, thank you. Jem, when I was looking at that, I also knew, I'm like, she's going to answer me. And you did, pomegranate. That was so unbelievably beautiful. Hey, Christy, Master Light Blaster. It's always, yeah, I know. It's always, Gina. Let me put her up there. It's always, and I didn't blast Christy, and Christy didn't blast us. So getting exchanges from each other's light code, and that exchange is exchanging light codes. Like Mythos, I said yesterday that Mythos and his little buddy Max were shooting some hoops, and they saw this bigger guy, it looked like Shaq, throwing half-court hoops outside, and they went and joined them, and he welcomed them, and it was just a beautiful interaction and engagement. It was an even exchange. So as we are releasing, we are actually releasing and then welcoming in this new expression and birth, a full heart. And as we allow ourselves, simply we are exchanging even in the state of allowance. It's happening simultaneously. It's like, and then we're releasing those codes, those frequencies of gold. Ah, so beautiful. All right, guys, so I can do a couple quickies here. I'm going to do these just to for affirmation of what we are illuminating. What have we taken that was once coal and brought it to gold? What is it? Those cards are unbelievable. Oh, here we go. Christy, you're first. I'm feeling Christy. I had it in my mind, and I see the image, and they say Christy. Because a lot of times I miss you. I miss you on the quickies. Number 6, and that is what last night was all about too. Harmony and balance. How is harmony and balance integrated or achieved? Through integration. So integrating and seeing everything as one creates that balance and harmony, that creates that remembering that is our natural state, because it is the mind that creates separation, good, bad, low, high. There are negative and positive frequencies, but in itself, it's not considered bad. We're to bring those together, AC/DC, bring them together, alternating current and direct current. And what it is saying is you have taken those ideas and what you're releasing, those storylines where you felt separate or life was separate, good, bad, or those ideas where you saw things outside of you and thought they were separate of you. You're releasing those storylines as you step into High Priestess, Christy. High Priestess, you knew all along. You just wanted that experience. You had that inner knowing all along. You just wanted that experience to be that place, space, light holder, to be that transformative energy for all to gain from. And you got that crescent moon on your forehead, the blue eyes. That was the color that was shown on my Rhea on the run, or that's before us, the blue. Seeing through the intuition of your third eye, bringing to clarity through your third eye, your God mind, seeing beyond the limited eyes of understanding, the eyes of the human. She's so beautiful. And then look, like your ray, there you are as that sun goddess, the rays of light illuminating from you. You've allowed it. You've allowed those states of separation to be brought to create a greater balance of harmony and peace. The red, when I look on here, it looks like red hair, but to me, it's releasing that passion, that love, that insight. And the swirl on her eye, the tattoo, it goes, that represents you going within and then coming right back out with that energy of understanding. And then the feather on her other cheekbone, being connected to spirit, being one with spirit, because you are. There's nothing outside of you. We talk like that as humans because that's what we were taught. But you and we all as masters know nothing is outside of us. It gives us a playing ground. It gives us a place to play, not unlike a board game where we get to move pieces, play parts, put on masks, play the game of life, play Clue, figure things out. So High Priestess, bringing forth that energy, releasing that logical mind, the old stories. Air represents the mind, the thoughts, and bringing them into the High Priestess. High Priestess usually represents hidden energy. You're bringing it to light. Very beautiful through your own experiences. A lonely path. Yeah, that looks like that. She looks like she's been on a lonely path, hasn't she? And I think any Master Light Blaster can relate to that because that's what it took. That's what it took for us to realize, to connect to that divinity, to unite, to allow. If we're always out partying and working off energy that's already, even though they're all pieces of us, even though if we get caught up in that outer reflection, that's still old energy. We got to go within to create a new, to be reborn. That outside was fine and dandy, but we don't want to stay in that forever. It had its quote unquote time. It's time to expand that frequency. So that if we were always there, my point is we would keep living in that. So that lonely path, that journey, the 40 days and 40 nights, that was a frequency of connecting to our divinity, breaking free from the illusion. Jesus energy. Oh, good. Lifelong study of human. Thousands of lifetimes. Well, you're wrapping all that up. You're integrating all of those fractal part. You're integrating all of it and gaining all of it in this light of now. Is that not awesome? All right, Gina, and let me know who's there. Yeah, absolutely. It's done. Tout fini. Hasta la vista, baby. Exactly. Confirmation. You created this reading as your own confirmation, as we all do. Yes, Laura Runner. Laura, this one's standing out for you. Cycles, there we go. So Christy just said, divine sync. I feel the cycle is ending. Same with you. You're wrapping up many cycles in this moment of now. And every cycle, Laura, this is Laura Runner, soul sister, master light blaster, as you are wrapping up these cycles through integrating, releasing. It's so funny because we're wrapping up the cycle, we're wrapping it up, and we might think of it as a release, but what it actually is an integration from a more clear understanding as we create these portals of new cycles. So Laura, you are simultaneously, like all of us, wrapping up cycles, but for you, you got quite a few of them going on here. As you gain those insights and as you are integrating, you're creating this new cycle. And to me, what it's saying, Laura, is you've got some potentials, not just one. There's not just one path for you. You are, as you are wrapping up multiple cycles simultaneously, you're opening up to other portals of what's allowed, opportunities. So it can look, okay, I'll stop talking so blah, blah, blah. How does it apply in the physical? You're going to have some different paths you can take, some different opportunities. All of them are valid. Just follow the one that excites you most, whether it's friendships, relationship, classes, work, cars, vehicles, anything in the materialistic realm. Whatever you choose in this here and now, because you're integrated, Laura, it is going to be created from a peace and balance and an harmonious platform. So for you, the energies you're wrapping up is not just the cycles, but the ideas of separate. Oh, if I don't do this, I can't have that. This road will be good for me. This one won't. That was a bad experience, so I'm not doing that again. What you're doing is you're coming into a greater integration and balance, knowing it is all you anyways. You're taking the coal of other experiences and you're transmuting them to gold, which just means you're balancing them. They are operating for you. Nothing is outside of you. And now, because you're in that state of being, you are being presented and having your mind or heart, many different ideas. All of them are valid because you are creating them from a more solid foundation. But one will stand out to you. Follow the one of the greatest excitement and joy, the one that is resonant and aligns to you as a being of joy. 37, 10, even that is a one. New beginnings. And obviously every full moon is the collective consciousness representation of us closing up collectively a cycle, meaning that we've extracted all the growth. We have beat it to a pulp. We've extracted all the juice from that pomegranate that we need as a seed as we step into this new beginning. Beautiful. And a lot of it has to do with expressing your own individuality because you got the 3, which represents also the balance in that new creation, but you're creating from that divinity in your heart. So you're going to have an individual expression. So you might be having to be strong and courageous and vulnerable because you're going to be expressing, and you are expressing your own imprint on whatever it is you do. You're expressing your own imprint. You're doing it your own way. Many of us are called to be spiritual teachers, but we all express it our own way. A zillion artists, they do it their own way, and they have to overcome their own doubts and insecurities as they express their own light. All right. Hopefully that made sense, Laura. Is that why I've been so Oh, ho-hum. Ho-hum is a pause, like ho-hum, kind of blah. It could be you're processing some energies and it can feel kind of stagnant. So you're moving them. They're coming to light. They're moving. The ho-hum, like, God. Yeah. So you kind of, ho-hum is like you're kind of staying in that that energy, ho hum, I'm bored. This is enough. When's something good going to happen? Well, you are the good that's happening. Okay. You are the good. So yeah, wrapping up that cycle, that makes sense why you'd be ho hum. You've extracted everything you need from it. Time to move on, time to expand. So trusting in that, obviously. So letting go of the ho humness, because that card also had a lot of light, also had a lot of height, a lot of light. So shifting from this to a brighter, and you've got a lot of stars. So following those insights, not dismissing them, but knowing you are also the one creating them for you. All right. Yes, I'm going to say that is why you've been ho hum. The answer is in the question. Anybody else? I'll give Dina a quickie. I'm feeling called to Dina. I know you're painting. What are you turning from gold to? And so the gold, the coal and the gold are not separate. Spirit's wanting to make that point. The coal, think of anything to do with coal. It fueled us, it fed us, it creates fire. I think of coal miners. They've gotten killed. They were in treacherous caves trying to mine their gold, coal. Coal is black. It's not very pretty, but the coal is the very substance alchemized into gold, and that's what we have done. That's how we are releasing the timelines, the old stories. It is serving us at a higher frequency. Let go of the idea and the illusion of it. Just take the transformation of it with you. So awesome. All right, Dina, you've got chaos. Chaos. So releasing the chaos and allowing that chaos to turn up dead leaves, to let go of the gold, allowing that wind, the tornado to sweep up anything that's not serving you, to see the life like springtime. What they're showing me, Dina, as a vision is, you know, in the spring after the snow melts and we got this wet piles of kind of dense leaves, but you pick it up and you see the tiny little green blades of grass growing up under the dead, moist old leaves that fell in the fall. So what they're saying is all of the chaos is releasing any disturbances or confusion or whirlwinds of energy that have entered your life to stir things up are there to release that growth. So what you are releasing in your life is the chaos, and you're going to be coming to a calmer state of being. Even this tornado looks like a closed eye, a nose, a mouth, but it's also in the shape of a heart. So you've allowed the chaos to work for you, sweeping up all of the darkness and bringing it to that light. What's in the middle of that storm? The light. So times where you might have been swept away by the distractions and what's going on around you, you have taken that and it has brought you to practice self-centeredness. All of the chaos and distractions and confusion and all the tasks and everything swirling around you, you have found your center in it. It has made you stronger in your center, your balance, your peace. So you're connected to that light that you are, so you're able to hold that. So that's what you've done. You're actually have allowed it to be your tool to remind you as a tool for that practice. Oh, this is just energy just playing out. These are just showing me pieces of myself. I'm going to bring it in and hold my center as I see it pass. These old energies of the past, they're just, the wind is taking them away to bring you this clarity, this new hologram to reflect your new stability, your new peace, your new balance. Beautiful. All right. All right. So I'm going to be signing off. Anybody else? If you want a quickie, just let me know if you want something deeper. Oh, did I do you, Kim? Or did I not? Did I not do you, Kim? Oh yeah, I did Christy first. Okay, Kim, me, thank you. And I like the way you just say me. Yo, sister. Yo, sister. Don't forget about me. Oh my goodness, wild little horse going off on its own. But it doesn't look overly wild. It just like looks like you being independent and that strong spirit that you are, and you're just following that lit path. Oh my God. So it goes along perfectly with what you shared in the masters group, how you were called to Sedona. Here you are, just following your path of light, trotting alone. You don't care if anyone else is there. You're being that lone, I don't want to say a wolf, you're being a leader. You're just being that like spirit, that spirit horse. You're strong in your believing, you're letting the winds of change guide you, you're allowing your light to guide you. And it's just showing that in the past, maybe you might have felt alone or in the dark, or what's my purpose, what's my path, what's my gift, where in the hell am I supposed to be? Because this horse all around him, it's darker. So you're just being brought out of that, and you are, and you know now that, even in that darkness, you were that ray of light. It just, you just weren't recognizing it, allowing it, or realizing it. You weren't remembering. And now you remember, and look, you've taken the coal of the darkness alone, not knowing or expressing or having that unique individual expression, how to do it or what is it, knowing it was there, obviously, but I just feel you're taking action on it. Maybe you always knew it was there, but you were contemplating it or thinking about it, or how does this fit into the rest of my world? Well, now you know. Now you know it's you anyways. And there you go, galloping, trotting with confidence, ease. He's galloping, his one foot is off. So you're moving. It's about movement, movement of light, movement in your path, following through that clear cognizance, that knowing, and just letting that light your way. Your knowingness lights your way. And even though around this horse there's rocks and stuff, but look, the horse's rock is paved nice and smooth. There's nothing stopping you. See the rock on the side? There's nothing stopping you anymore, and you know that. You know it. The darkness is a distance past. All you care about is the light. You don't give a crap about getting caught up in drama. You don't care about allowing other people, even though there's still pieces of us. What you're doing is you've integrated that, and it's not affecting you anymore. The stumbling blocks, the walls, the drama, the chaos, the darkness of the world. You've integrated all of that, and you're just trotting along. Okay. What's the number? And you guys are all getting tense today. New beginnings, 9, 10, 11. You're letting the path of light. That's your new beginning. You're so done with that other stuff because you realize you don't need that anymore. You're like, I'm so done with that other stuff. I'm so done with it already. I'm so done with it. Movement. I didn't even realize, I didn't look at any of this. I start intuitively, and then when I look back, it's like, oh yeah, it's all affirmation. So movement forward, movement on your light. Definitely everybody is getting, like 5 to me represents movement, the change, the movement, even though we're always doing that and every moment is an opportunity for movement, but we have those pauses in life. We have those contemplative, we've got it, those parts where we're kind of germinating and we're feeling into that new life. Well, that life is already sprouted for you, Kim, for fellow Gem. That is sprouted, and you are in the movement of it. So in the past, it might have been a little stagnant, not taking as much action, just feeling into yourself, feeling into your energies, processing it all, taking that time. And now you're in the time of movement. So that's what you're doing. You're moving from this into movement and into the light. And a horse is strong and beautiful and powerful and free. I just think of Spirit, Disney movement. I think it's Disney, or is it Pixar? Spirit, that movement. I always think of my daughter. It was the first, back then it was a VHS that we bought, and her spirit, that wild, just can't harness her, can't put a saddle on her, can't control her. So this is also representing your freedom. You're free to be you and follow your light, and you don't give a shit. You're not getting caught up in shit, period. Beautiful. All right, guys. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Got a lot of MLBers here. Anybody watching now or later, I will put up the private group class that for the Master Light Blasters that want to take their frequency a little deeper, get a little personal. It's a smaller group where we're just really cultivating, playing, and having fun with our light, developing and expressing and sharing and letting each other be that fractal of light that we need to remember ourselves. But we're always doing that. You don't need a class for it. I'm not saying that. Just if you call to it. All right, guys. I love you. May you all shine. And that's what you guys are all doing. Watching now or later. You truly are a Master Light Blaster. Shining your light. Remembering who you are in the thickest of the thuck. But moving beyond that now. Rising above it. Embodying it. Done with the muck. All right, guys. Shoo!